All right, everyone. FBI Director Wray came out the other day and said something that was really fucking stupid, actually. Saying, well, we're not sure if Trump was actually shot at all. It could have just been shrapnel. As an underheader, of course, it's like, well, yeah, they were trying to kill Trump. But it might not have been a bullet that actually whizzed by the top of his ear. It might have just been shrapnel of some sort or another bullet fragment, piece of the podium, something like that. Who gives a shit? It would not matter. Somebody attempted to kill Donald Trump. There was an assassination attempt. That's the big story. The fact that he was hit in the ear, it doesn't matter whether it was shrapnel or whether it was a bullet. Quite clearly, whatever it was going fast enough so that if he hadn't turned his head, he probably would have been brained. He would have died. Assassination attempt. That's number one. Point number two, we've got like 100 fucking angles of what happened because everyone carries their smartphones around with them at all times now. And you had the news cameras and everything else. You've got, again, 100 fucking angles of what happened. You've got an iconic photo that appears to show a bullet whizzing past his ear. If it's a piece of shrapnel, who gives a fuck? And I can't imagine from the angle how it would have been shrapnel. It was the bullet, basically. The fact that they haven't determined conclusively that it was the actual bullet that pierced the ear doesn't matter to literally anyone. By the way, for the FBI to be so flippant and non-committal about it when a person fucking died there and two other people were injured is completely asinine. The FBI failed that day, along with the Secret Service. About the only law enforcement, etc. that was there that didn't completely fail were the local police. They're blameless, because apparently we're finding out from the Secret Service director the other day in her own sworn testimony, there was no attempt to communicate with the local law enforcement that were scrambling to try to get rid of the shooter. There was no coordination. There was nothing that they could do about it. Originally, I castigated them too. I apologize because it sounds like the lack of communication was not their particular problem. We then found that some of them weren't even Secret Service agents that were there. They were just DHS agents. That seems like a security oversight. Oh, and then there's the whole part about them not providing extra security. What's their response? Well, Mr. Trump shouldn't hold outdoor events. Okay, are you going to tell the same thing to Kamala Harris? Because, I mean, she does actually go outdoors sometimes. Sometimes she actually does go out in public. It's just not necessarily very common. This response is completely asinine. It's totally stupid. The optics of it are extremely poor. Nobody cares what hit Trump in the ear. Although it was clearly the bullet and not a piece of shrapnel, according to every goddamn angle that we have. Okay, well, let's say we're all wrong. Gaslight us. You've successfully gaslit the public, and now it's just a shard of a bullet or a piece of the podium or something snapped off and it hit Trump in the ear. Somebody tried to shoot a former president / nominee of a major party. It does not matter what hit him in the ear. He was shot at. He was clearly the target, by the way. I mean, I don't even think that the FBI is stupid enough to try to deny that. There was a conspicuous person up on the podium that day who happens to have literally gotten hit in the ear. I wonder who they were shooting at. Ah, no, it was their ex-girlfriend was in the crowd. They were trying to fire at her, and he's an incel, and he tried to date her, and she snubbed him, and that was the target. No bullshit. Trump was clearly the target that day. What are you talking about, dude? It doesn't matter what hit him in the ear. But again, we're not supposed to believe our lying eyes. It was just a piece of the podium that hit him in the ear somehow. No, not at that angle. Again, his head was turned to the wrong side for the podiums to have been hit and to hit him in the ear at all. Where would the shrapnel have even come from? Did he hit the stage and a piece of the stage miraculously managed to whiz past Trump's ear, concurrent to the bullet passing by that we know happened because we've literally got a still shot of it? No, he got shot in the ear. He almost got his brains blown out. Even if the shooter had shown up, and at the last minute they say, well, I'm not going to go through this. I'm just fucking depressed. That's the impetus. He just didn't care about life anymore and wanted death by cop. Well then, I'll just blow my own head off. and he gets up on the roof and he just says, bye, and then he blows his own head off, it would still be a massive lapse in security. The Secret Service would still be culpable for having let him through into the venue, probably with their knowledge that he was coming. The FBI would still, because, you know, they are involved with security too, they would still be culpable. Ray is just trying to pass the buck and make little of the situation. Well, fuckhead. One person died, 2 people were critically injured, and a presidential candidate was almost brained. That is a significant lapse in security, no matter how you try to gaslight and spin it. It does not matter what hit Trump in the ear, although we know what hit him in the ear. Ray is being disingenuous in the process of trying to make this explanation. It's almost like, oh shit, major security lapse. Now, the FBI is involved with national security and coordinating with the Secret Service, etc., etc. Ah, shit. Don't worry, everyone. He wasn't almost shot. The shooter, he had poor aim. He just a piece of the podium broke off and hit him on the other side of the face miraculously. There's nothing to create shrapnel in the area that could possibly account for the wound on Trump's ear in the first place. The shooter shot him. He turned his head at the last moment, and thankfully he's still alive, so that he can defeat Kamala Harris hopefully come November and save our republic once again. And the FBI is really flubbing the goddamn response. I mean, they talk about optically poor. It's sort of like looking at Mr. Beast at the moment. That's about all. Peace out.